We can learn a lot about someone from the words and phrases that they choose to use, not just what they say, but how they say it, what they repeat, what phrases they use, what they exaggerate, and what they frame as a threat. So let's break down this post from Donald J. Trump from a behavioral communication standpoint. So I'm going to break down how this message communicates, not whether you or I agree with what he's saying. So Trump uses a classic dominance-based persuasion style rooted in grievance framing and zero-sum thinking. So everything's positioned as we are being wronged and someone must pay. That framing is emotionally activating because it bypasses logic and goes straight to threat. So most of this message is built on grievance framing. So right out of the gate, it assumes agreement, as everyone knows. That phrase is a pressure tactic. So it signals that disagreement makes you the outsider. So if you don't agree, you're not part of us, the in crowd, right? Then comes the absolutes. Nothing, absolutely nothing. I will not allow. Immediately. Absolutes shut down nuance. So they collapse complex trade policy into a simple emotional story. Someone's hurting us, someone must pay. And that emotional might feel good for a second, at least for Trump, but the facts are really messy here. So notice the stacking of enemies. Canada is unfair. Obama is stupid. China is predatory. Multiple threats layered together activate fear and defensiveness. So when people feel surrounded, they stop evaluating details and they start looking for protection. This is the strategic scapegoating layered throughout. So Canada becomes the external villain, Obama becomes the internal traitor, and China becomes the looming predator. So when multiple threats are stacked, like I said, the nervous system goes into defense mode, which makes people more compliant and less likely to fact check, which starts to explain why MAGA might be a little bit more stuck than they should be. So the language repeatedly centers personal authority and dominance rather than institutional process. Expects me. I will not allow. We should own. So that's a power signal. It frames the speaker as the sole protector and decision maker, which suddenly trains the audience to equate safety with one individual instead of systems, laws, or shared governance. Then there's the emotional whiplash, the rapid topic switching. It jumps from trade policy to alcohol shelves to hockey to dairy tariffs to China. It's ownership. That rapid topic switching keeps the brain slightly disoriented, and disoriented increases suggestibility. You feel a lot, but you don't land anywhere long enough to analyze. So fast jumps keep the brain emotionally engaged, but cognitively unsettled. When people feel stirred but unfocused, they're easier to lead. And then comes the entitlement framing, the idea that access equals ownership, that because the U.S. markets exists, it deserves half the asset. That's not an economic argument. That's a dominance narrative. It appeals to hierarchy, not reciprocity. This post isn't designed to persuade skeptics. It's designed to reinforce your membership to his inside club. If you already feel wronged, it validates you. If you don't, it feels aggressive and chaotic. Neither reaction is accidental. When you watch political messaging, stop asking, do I agree? And start asking, what emotion is this trying to install in me?